Okay, can we switch gears? I know also that you have your legacy and wishes system. Can you maybe tell
Yes.
our listeners like with the backstory? I know because I know you had a personal thing that prompted you to realize the importance of that and why you are taking this so seriously.
Yeah, no, this is something that, I'd love to continue to have the discussion on, especially with your agents, because I think it's a valuable tool for their clients and also a really good loss leader in terms of selling the need for all different kinds of insurance. But basically, the product is called Future File, and it is a legacy and wishes planning system. And the shortest explanation is that it is basically a easy roadmap that helps you gather all of your important wishes and information and then creates a second roadmap for your loved ones. So if there's an aging issue, an emergency, or somebody passes away, that your loved ones know exactly what to do and they have access to all the important wishes and information. And this is very, very personal. It's a mission-based endeavor that came out of my own experience. I've unfortunately suffered lots of loss, including my mom at the day after her 51st birthday and my stepmom at age 55. And even having been through this, we just kind of assumed my dad would be around forever.
Hmm.
And he kept giving my sister and I things, his insurance, who his lawyer was, information on his social media, all these different kinds of things. And he kept saying, put it in the file, put in the file. And we're like, oh, okay, dad, that's fine. And so we just had this very big file and never really thought anything of it, stuck it in an accessible place, but just figured we, wouldn't have to use it for a very long time. And in 2013, my sister called me and said that my dad had been in a freak accident and to grab the file and meet her at the hospital. And so, the first thing that it did was it told us what medications he had been taking and important things that the doctors needed to know to try to save him. And unfortunately, they weren't able to. And
Hmm.
he was on life support, but brain dead.
Hmm.
And they said, do you want to pull the plug? Well, fortunately, as part of this process, 6 months earlier, we had gone through this exact scenario.
Yeah.
And my father first said, you decide. And I said, oh, no, 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 no. I'm not
Right.
making that decision. What do you want to do? And then he said, well, keep me alive forever. And I said, Dad, is that like really realistic? Is that what you really want? And he's like, no. So his specific instructions were to talk to two different doctors. And if they had the same conclusion, then to go ahead and to,
Hmm.
pull
Hmm.
the plug. And that's what we did. And so the very first thing having this file did was give us the peace of mind, because if I had to carry that burden around for the rest of my life, did I make the right decision? Should I have gotten another opinion? Is this what he would have wanted? That would have destroyed the rest of my life. So that
Right.
made this invaluable. But on top of it, end of life costs are staggeringly expensive. And so we saved more than $10,000 by going through, what he actually wanted and what wasn't necessary. And then for me, that the other key point was hundreds of hours of time trying to
Right.
figure out all the different accounts, who were the advisors, were the beneficiary forms signed correctly, the key to the safe deposit box, like all these kinds of things, who he wanted where, who he didn't want where. And so we're like, this is the hugest gift. And as we talked about it with other people, our friends and family members were saying, I need this, I want this. So we went and we productized it. And it's very inexpensive. It's $99.99. We have two form factors. We have an actual kit that has two workbooks and a filing folder if you're an analog kind of person, or if you
Hmm.
prefer to type everything out. We have a Windows-based software. We don't have Mac yet, but I'm assuming that will be coming down the line. And it's been a gift hearing from families about the things that we have been able to help them through in their biggest time of need.
Well, yeah, that's great. Yeah, and as you acknowledge that, yeah, obviously, Infineo here, we're big on life insurance, and that's an asset. Just seeing the statistics about how many adult Americans don't have life insurance, it's
Right.
it's understandable too that you're taking your kids to soccer, you got bills to pay, electricity's more important right now, but this looming thing that when it happens, yeah, a lot of
Well,
even a little
and
preparation will come a lot.
that's one of the things that we've done that's been very helpful is a lot of time people don't want to have the life insurance discussion, but they do want to organize their stuff. And so
Hmm.
us walking them into, do you have life insurance? And here's why you might need it and whatnot. And then, kind of pushing it over to the experts, because we don't do the wills, we don't do the trusts, we don't do the
Hmm.
life insurance. We let the experts set their domain. We just point everyone in that direction and then help them have a place to gather it and communicate it to their loved ones. So it really does become very symbiotic because you, as an agent, may not be able to get someone to have that conversation just from the get go. But if they're
Right.
having a family meeting and they're walking through getting everything in order,
Mhm.
then that comes up naturally. And so it
Right.
really does become, as I said, this leader into that discussion.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And yeah, I think some people just don't even think about, like, how much the funeral expenses are, and see what I mean? And it's really so
It's staggering. It's staggering. I saw a statistic that the end of life costs were like the third biggest cost that a family has in their life behind a house and a car.
huh, yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Hey, everybody, this is Bob Murphy. Thanks for listening to this clip from the Infi podcast. If you like what you heard and want to hear more, please consider subscribing and share this video with others. We've got new episodes dropping every Friday with more insightful discussions. Stay tuned.